All right, I'm going to intro this thing, and then we'll try to stay on topic for a little bit, but it don't matter. We can wander around and have some fun. I don't care. All right.
Cool.
Hey, everyone. This is going to be an extra special and probably difficult episode to listen to because I've got 4 different people on the phone. You guys want to go through and intro yourselves? No? Okay. I've got Josh Scott here. You want to say hi, Josh?
To host your podcast too?
It'd make life a lot easier for me if you guys did the work.
All right, let's just...
All right, we got Josh here. We got
okay.
We got Brian Wampler. We got Robert Keeley. Yes. We've got Ryan Dyke. Is that how I pronounce your last name, Ryan? I don't think he's coming through. I don't think we can hear Ryan.
I don't hear Ryan at all.
Yeah, sorry, Ryan. I don't think your phone is working.
They don't have phones in Canada.
He sounded like he's roboting out in the background, but he's listening. So if that means anything to the listeners, we've got Ryan from Temple Audio listening to this phone call. So this is all set up because Sweetwater is sponsoring the podcast this month, and they wanted me to call you guys up and talk about this world's biggest pedal board thing. I already watched all their content. So, I mean, are there stones unturned here or questions you guys want me to ask you? I mean, we already established that I want you to do my work for me.
Yeah, no, that's basically it. Good podcast, guys.
Yeah, good podcast, guys.
Yeah, all right. Fantastic time.
I mean, I have a couple questions. I did prep a little bit. I'm not that lazy. How excited are you guys to be Guinness World Record holders?
Man, I'm very excited. It is a big deal. I think it's really cool. It says a lot for our entire community, our little industry, getting together, showing that these pedals are fun, interconnectable, and all that good stuff, and that it is a lot of fun, and you can do crazy stuff with it, and the stuff works. It's good equipment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy to me that it worked. I mean, my first pedals growing up, like, all picked up radio stations, and the fact that you could have 319 of these things.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, and still pass the signal.
It worked.
Yeah,
it was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Well, the sound at the end is I think that's subjective whether or not that's working or not. But there was a signal, so
it was like a Sonic Youth song. It sounded great.
Yeah, totally, just like Sonic Youth. I was when I was watching the video. Oh my gosh!
Who did we lose?
RK here.
Ryan.
I don't even.
Robert?
I'm here.
I am here. I'm here.
Ryan is here with the B.
All right, here's the deal. Let's just push through and ignore that.
Apparently, we can run 319 pedals together. We can't combine 5 phone calls. There we go. It's gone.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Big apologies to Ryan Dyke. I don't think he made it into our conference call. So
he's texting us right now.
Maybe he can you rejoin us?
He said he's connected, but the line is silent.
Weird. Text him for me and tell him I'll talk to him some other time. We'll do a side thing.
Well, I was going to say Ryan was instrumental in getting this whole thing together. I think everyone would agree that without those temple boards and the power supplies, that we would have been in a rough situation. So
yeah,
I have a lot of respect for Ryan and all his creations because I agree.
Okay. And I don't mean this in a negative way because I love pedal train board. There's all kinds of great boards, but I think any other style of board and situation would have been really twice as hard. Pretty much. I mean,
you've got this like
says a lot about his design.
You've got this unified platform, and you put everything on it, and it all just works together. It seemed really smart to me watching the videos.
Yeah, his power supply worked flawlessly. Really wild.
It was. I think not only was it dependable, but as we discussed before, it was remarkably noise-free too. So one thing I like about the Temple pedal boards is that it's kind of like graph paper, and you got to stick to the nodes. You have to, and that made the whole collection of 19 pedals look amazing because they were all so uniform and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
not
Really
only
clean
was
system.
it very, very functional, plus troubleshooting. When we got to troubleshoot each row of effects pedals, we got to plug into a row and analyze just that row. So I liked his in and out connections. They made it real tidy as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Josh, what do you think about in and out connections?
It's kind of overrated. The in and out thing. Overall, it's just like it's pretty overrated. It's not bad.
Right.
It's not a bad interface. In and out. There's better ways to do it.
Sure,
anyway.
Sure. What were you guys? I mean, I don't know if you're like me, but I grew up like going into the school library and checking out like all the Guinness record books and like just like pouring through them and like just looking at the ridiculous pictures and stuff. Like, what are you guys' favorite like Guinness World Records from back in the day?
Robert's is the 10-foot long fingernail.
I just never could understand how they got all the color variations in it, all the gradients in those nails. I was like, that is really the grossest lizardy looking thing I've ever seen. Snakeskin. It looked like snakeskin instead of fingernails, you know?
I always thought it looked like a big root or something like that. It's just not even a human thing anymore. It's like plant matter.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I was always like transfixed on those the twins, like the twins section of Guinness Book World Records, and they were like the two like biggest twins on the smallest motorcycles record. Like that was one of my favorites. I would always pull up that page and be like, man, there they are. Look at those guys. There's two of them.
I'm on the website right now, and there's a guy. He's going to break the sound barrier falling from space. I mean, but I think that we held our
very practical.
Well, yeah, anyone can break the sound barrier falling from space. You just have to get high enough. I mean, what you guys did is a real thing.
Yeah, we're for the simple man to achieve.
Right.
See, and then there's Otto. There's a picture of a bulldog on a skateboard, and it says Otto, longest human tunnel traveled through by a skateboarding dog.
Why didn't you guys go for that record?
That's a question for Natalie.
Do you guys think? I think that Sweetwater should go for more of these records. Do you guys remember the video that came out like a year ago of the guy running all his orange amps in like a storage unit?
Yeah.
I think Sweetwater needs to do.
Forget that.
I think Sweetwater needs to do most amps run at the same time next. I think that would be fantastic.
In a storage unit.
In a storage unit. No, if you go watch that video, like the camera is like vibrating.
I had a friend. So when I had my band in high school, there was another friend with his band, and they rehearsed in a storage unit, and it was just like pure hell. They left.
Yeah, I
can imagine. Good idea, but it was pure hell. It was like corrugated aluminum walls.
No, this guy did it out. Like he hauled it all out of his storage unit, and he was out like on the sidewalk in front of it. And even with that going on, and him filming from like 20 feet away, like you could see like the sound waves rippling the lens of the camera.
Yeah. Wow.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, some serious plate reverb though, that's for sure.
So
I think we decided that we were going to do next year for our Guinness Book of World Record. The 4 or 5 of us were going to team up and do the world's smallest pedal. So when they film it, it's just like 4 or 5 of us dudes in a little circle, just talking about the wonders of setting the record for the smallest little pedal.
I like it.
On a 1/4-inch TRS jack.
I love it. It's putting here's the deal. 350 pedals or circuits in a guitar cable.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
In the cable. Just with a giant chunk of heat shrink over the whole length of it.
Yeah, nothing like black ice.
Yeah, it'll look like an anaconda that swallowed a pedal board. It'll be amazing.
Yeah.
I think Robert can do that.
What, 320 black ices in one cable?
Yes.
Imagine the harmonic distortion.
Something.
Oh my gosh.
Something I wanted to ask is, I know there were like a lot of rules for this thing. Like there couldn't be the same pedal twice in the chain, and various things like that. But if you guys were gonna design like one pedal that could be repeated like 320 times and give you a functional sound at the end, like what would that look like?
Well, we did the math. So was it 10% of this was all Tube Screamer? Was that? I keep forgetting. Yeah, 10%. Right, guys?
That actually sounds
I
pretty.
believe so, yeah.
That actually sounds
I
pretty
think
low to
you
me. I feel like maybe like 70% of all pedals are Tube Screamers.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you could just stack 300 overdrives or boost circuits into each other. It'd be super noisy, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, what we learned is at the end of this chain, it doesn't matter. It's like...
Well, remember, you guys did run like 5 walls all at one time or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't... You put the waveform at a point where it doesn't... I don't think it mattered. But you could tell. I mean, he's hitting the acoustic simulator, and it's like, something's happening.
Right. My thought was when he got to the end of the board, it was like, oh, it would have been so great to put like a Boss slicer at the end and just cut the whole thing up to be like a rhythm,
Yeah, that would have been you should have been there.
I should have been there.
That would have been good.
Yeah, next time. Next time. Like, guys, where's the slicer? That's what we need. It's probably not. They don't even sell those anymore, right?
It's not in production.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, just any other tremolo then. Just throw any tremolo at the end and just cut a great big, square wave out of the whole signal. I did love the shot where they flipped over the wah board though, and
that was genius.
Using all the wahs at the same time. It's beautiful. I want that in my life.
We have talked about teaming up for a teamwork type pedal that simulates all 319 of them. It's like there's a bypass button and then like a world domination button or a world record button. Sorry, and it's just the sound of all 319 pedals.
And then you got to put it in a mini box.
Of course,
finger enclosure, no knob, just a switch on and off.
You have to.
Yeah.
One TRS jack for in and out.
Exactly. You have to buy an adapter just to use it.
And it has like the tiniest solar panel that powers it.
It's not connected to a battery. You have to use it outside or near a window. Like
you have to. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's a thing you guys could start with is the world's largest solar-powered pedal board. And you could start with, like a dozen pedals and then wait for other people to catch up, just defend your title.
We also talked about the world's largest Tube Screamer.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
I got to tell you, I was already fantasizing about walking around and, like, how we could set up, like, little swings on parts and we could take little tours and stuff like that throughout the walk-around pedal.
Make it so that there's like you can walk in to it and like do like a tour of the circuit board.
Well, it's like if you've ever seen the Magic School Bus. Anybody?
Oh yeah.
Anybody? Nobody. So yeah, you're like you get it. You're in the pedal. We would actually have to make the components like giant resistors. We would actually just have to make them giant capacitors, discrete op amp. I still don't know how that would even work. I don't think we could do that. But.
I want to see the LED. It would just be like this gigantic, like football field light.
Yeah. It would cost like $1 million. It would cost like $1 million to do that because none of us have time. It would just be ridiculous.
Birds flying over it would just get vaporized by the beam from the LED. Of course, it's got to be one of those. Got to be one of those blue Keeley LEDs up there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Slicing
Those
through
get
it.
cancer, right?
Yep.
Do those cause cancer, Robert?
I know that they cause epilepsy. I'm constantly fielding, hey, your blue LED made me have a bad experience when I was playing live. I was like, that blue LED, man, ruined my night, man. Is there any way you can change it up to a red one?
I don't know if you remember this, Brian, but I remember you calling me years ago when I did the big cancer delay. About. Okay. Yeah, I had the purple LEDs. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Supposedly there was an article that said these purple LEDs cause cancer.
Oh my gosh!
And Brian called me.
Well, you're not supposed to eat them.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, I think you called me because you were considering them. I can't remember the details, but anyway,
we were considering doing that, and I was like, "Have you experienced any, abnormal cell growth with your LED?"
The thing is, I think you had gone through a bunch of like everyone and their mother making you change your products and like the Vox pedal and I think it was like extreme caution era.
Right. I was like, I don't have any more money for lawyers this year.
Right.
Could it be like a UV light thing, like the purple one just blasts you with tanning light? You get a little sunburn in your eyes from it.
That's what you need in that big two-steer pedal. Walk in and get an instant suntan.
That's an idea for a pedal right there. You guys can race to see who can do it. Is a pedal that gives you a tan.
Yeah, I'm gonna race.
We could do it.
We
could do it with 1,000 watts of Ryan Dick's power supply.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to call him Dick, but apparently it's not.
It's Dick.
It is actually Ryan Dick. He says only Americans seem to have a problem with it. Everybody else in the world understands it.
Yeah. Well, it's like all the Americans.
I just needed it explained to me.
Say it again.
Oh, it don't matter.
I was just saying all the Americans, they watched too much like Beavis and Butthead and stuff.
Have you tried to watch Beavis and Butthead in like the last decade or so? Like it is not an easy watch as an adult.
No, it's not. That's not how I remembered it.
No, I remember
somebody
it being so
said to me, "Why don't they reboot that into a movie?" This is the other day, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
It's terrible. That's why. It's not even that it's offensive. It's just like this is barely like a TV show. Like, how did they get away with putting this on anything?
Yeah, we were talking about that and Ren and Stimpy.
Oh yeah. Well, I think Ren and Stimpy still holds up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure it does.
Well, I'll steer it back on topic a little bit. I got a prepared question here. What's your guys' favorite Sweetwater candy?
Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, made Tootsie Roll for me as well.
Did Robert answer?
I think I'd probably take just the peppermints, I guess.
Wow. You guys are
really
peppermints.
You guys are boring.
Really? Yeah, that's the classy one.
I mean,
that's
the peppermints
super classy.
The peppermints have a little bit of a kick to them, I guess, but I'm a Fireball boy. I get all Fireball.
The Fireballs are good, but they'll break your teeth off, man.
They did. I chipped a tooth on the Fireball. I
can't do those because I'll be talking to people and my mouth's all red.
Right. And people will think you're a vampire.
Yeah. There'll be like rumors on Reddit about me.
Yeah.
Speaking of Reddit,
have you heard about Josh's new thing? Josh is he drinks blood. That's the new thing about him.
Well, Josh
think drinks. That's been said on there, I think. So that's fine. I could do that.
Speaking of world records, I think we were the most amount of people that checked to make sure we didn't have ranch on our face at one time.
That is the funniest clip.
Yeah.
That chicken, the thing is that chicken sandwich needs to be talked about. It was really good. And I had a lot of ranch.
Was it one of those Popeyes sandwiches, or did you get a different chicken sandwich?
No, this is pre-Popeyes.
Pre-Popeyes.
This is Sweetwater's chicken sandwich.
Damn.
Real good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a funny clip, though.
I don't think I saw that one. You guys were
You
just,
didn't.
you guys were just pouring ranch dressing all over each other like a food fight.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
totally.
Totally.
Just like squirting the
so
bottles. It was like the
Yeah, so
gas.
it's
It was like the
weird.
gas fight in Zoolander. Sorry, I keep interrupting.
What astonished me is that it's kind of like a herd mentality thing, and I don't even think it was conscious. But Josh mentioned he just said, like, out of the blue, when, as we were filming, he's like, "Do I have ranch on my face?" And literally everybody around him, like, we all checked our faces, and it was because we all ate at the same thing, and we're all thinking, "Oh shit, we're going to be on camera here with a bunch of ranch."
Well, yeah. Yeah, that scene is like, we're walking up about the, I didn't know there was a camera rolling. I was like, I don't want to do this whole freaking video, and there's like a dribble of ranch on my face.
Yeah, that's all you need on Reddit, right?
It's not even on around your mouth. It's like across your eyebrow.
It's like all over my shirt. Yeah. That's slob.
How much time did you guys spend at Sweetwater doing that thing? From the video, it seemed like it was like a day and a half or something. But was that about it? Like,
I think the whole thing was 3 years.
Yeah.
3 days. I think the whole thing was 3 days. I think we put a lot of effort into the first 2 days. I think that's how it worked.
The third day, we just lounged around in hot tubs.
Nice.
Yes. That part isn't spoken about much in the Guinness Book of World Records, but it did happen.
You guys broke the record for most hot tubs lounged in.
Yeah.
Most pedal builders in a hot tub.
Not very practical, but we sure did it.
You're going to need a new filter after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of solder in the tub.
Oh, man.
If we were to do it all over again, except this time pick the pedals, guys, would we have picked different pedals?
Thank you for running the show for
really.
me.
Did we?
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what? Go ahead, Josh.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say that the one thing I wish that we would have done now, like looking back, is I wish we would have done each pedal board so it had more of an assortment of stuff.
Mm.
So those who got the pedal boards, whether it's YouTube guys or girls or, the people winning the giveaways.
Yeah.
So they don't get, so someone's not getting a board full of tuners. You know what I mean?
I almost got
I
that
think
board.
that's funny, though. I think that's really funny to get like a pedal board of wah pedals.
Yeah. I was watching Samurai Guitar's video last night where he was just walking up and down the boardwalk in LA giving away all the pedals to just random people.
Yeah, I saw that too. And did you notice that he was having a very hard time finding guitar players until he went to a guitar store? Like the average walking down the sidewalk, do you play guitar? Nope.
I was surprised how many people he did find that way, though. Like, there's a lot of guitarists out there. A lot of people play guitar.
We're in the wrong industry.
Yeah, all that says to me is we're in the wrong industry. So I'm in California and I can't find a guitar player.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why pedal sales are so good.
We had this talk the other day, Robert, but it's like, I'm always saying, like, I wish I made plastic spoons or something. Because everybody needs a plastic spoon.
Yeah. I feel bad for anyone in the straw industry, though. I mean, I hate to get political, but man, I mean, they're against the law now. Plastic straws.
Straw thing.
I'm in California, and it's just a barren wasteland here now. We ain't got no straws. It's like Mad Max world.
Yeah, those paper straws are not the same thing. Those are not
They're
good.
horrible. They're horrible. It's really bad. You don't pump your gas to a paper straw. You don't, like, your toilet doesn't have paper pipes under it. Like, I don't understand. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. I can't drink out of those.
They Yeah, make straws out of like wax or something. Like remember like the wax like Coke bottle candies that would have the gel in them? Just make straws like that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and then when you're done with it, then you melt it down and you make a candle or you pot some pickups or something like that. It's practical.
And then you put a sticker on it. A sticker. Only for use in Alaska.
Yeah.
Not in the southern states.
Oh yeah, you got
They've opened up this industry which is like carry around your own straw. It's like a metal straw. Like
That's
it's
so
gone
dirty,
too far.
though. Like I know people who do that and they swear up and down, "Oh, it's clean. I clean it every day." I'm like, "Oh, no, that's dirty."
No.
You're carrying that collapsible straw around in your pocket with your keys and your phone and sweating next to your thigh. That's gross. I'll just drink with my lips. Thank you. I don't want to drink through something that touched my thigh. That's my limit.
Yeah, I mean, my straw in my pocket always gets filled with lint.
Yeah.
So it didn't go for me either.
And it makes
You have a straw in your pocket?
Just joking.
Okay. Because
those first couple drinks are real fuzzy.
Exactly.
Is that how you make a double fuzzy navel? You
That's right.
use the pocket straw. Let's see if I have any other interesting questions here now. Probably not. Should this be a guide to future pedal boards? I wrote that down late last night. It's kind of ridiculous.
Actually, I think it should be because it's got to have a consistent power supply and pedal board type layout, I think, in my mind, to actually come out fun. You know what I mean?
Like people who want to do
I think more could be developed in the performance part. Like I would have really enjoyed to have Rob work with us on that third day and like see if we could have constructed something a little bit more adventurous or more involved on making music with such a large pedal board, because I think that's where a lot of the magic could happen in a second run or a second part of this.
Yeah. Make a hit song out of it.
Exactly.
Get Billie Eilish in there to sing over it.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying with like the slicer or tremolo at the end. Like, I think at the end of it, you could do something to make a rhythm or a pattern or something workable to do, something listenable out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Awkward silence here, guys.
That was the sound of our pedal board when it was off. See, we were just trying to show you, give you a little bit of the real world thing. That's what this shit sounds like when we were there. It was that quiet.
Dead quiet. Thanks for that, Boss MS2.
Yeah. Pedal board saved you right there, man.
Yeah. Are there any pedals that didn't make it on the board that you wish had? I mean, there was a lot there.
The custom one that Josh made for Rob Gallon.
I made an Angry Rob.
Angry Rob.
We just took an Angry Charlie, took a black case, and we put his, we took a picture of him, and then we call it iconizing, make an icon out of something, and then we just, it was the Angry Rob 1 of 1. Yeah, I forgot about that. I don't think it could go on there because the rules stated every product had to be for sale.
Yeah.
There were so many rules. They were so strict.
Yeah.
It was like,
my favorite rule
had no idea
the
Guinness
third
Book of
hour
World
of
Records.
the 4th month.
I had no idea Guinness Book of World Records cared so much about guitar pedals. Like, how did they know so much about them to make all these rules?
Well, I want to know how they were so classy to dictate to us that all the pedals had to be connected in series.
Yeah.
I'm like, why couldn't it be any other way? Like, what's particular about that?
Here's what I think.
That's a good point.
Somebody there knows a guitar player.
Yeah.
And that guitar player is probably a big deal on like Harmony Central. And they had this discussion, and basically it was his chance to just dominate all of us.
Right.
And we had to follow every rule. I mean, it was like letter of the law stuff. Crazy. He he had to activate each pedal. It had to like have two witnesses next to, like, it was crazy.
That is crazy. Well, yeah, I mean, running 319 like fuzz pedals in parallel, I'd show up for that. I'd go.
The noise floor would have been less.
That sounds like a pretty good Doom show.
We could have just used the Behringer mixer and ran them all into the send return, and that would have been fun.
we might have had a product failure at that point, though.
Maybe
the mixer would just light up. The smoke would come out.
Yeah, too much.
Should I edit out the awkward silences, or should we keep them just for for mood?
I like them.
I like them too. It's restful.
I would say if it's funny, then keep it. But if it's, I don't know. I mean, you're the one that's got to edit it.
I was gonna say, I mean, Josh, you were teasing those pedals you made in your basement leading up to this thing, and I thought, because I didn't know the rules from Guinness yet, I thought that you were gonna build like 100 pedals that were all just like tiny little EQ adjustments each to throw on this thing, or something along those lines.
That would have been horrible.
Yeah, way too much work.
I would have just, I would have, as I'm doing it, I'd be like, why am I doing this?
But you do that for everything, right?
That is true. Anything I do, I'm constantly like, God, why am I doing this? Mm-hmm. Everything I do.
Like right now?
So when you sold out,
definitely right now. What's that? What did you say, Brian?
I said, when they sold out, were you sort of disappointed because you're like, oh, now I got to build more?
I shipped those, and I said they might sell in a month, and everyone's going to hate them, but I just wanted to do it for fun. And then Matt calls me in 4 hours, and I was like, dear God. And then I kind of regretted it.
Yeah, now you got to do it all day, every day. Welcome to the rest of your life.
Because I was expecting like, oh, this is fun. It's like a history thing, and yay, and then we'll do another batch in January. Nope.
Well, you got to just price yourself out. Like, keep racking the price up. Get them up to like $800 next. Just double every single time.
I should do.
There you go.
I mean, it's like this pedalboard thing where it's just like we were talking earlier. Just so many people just like, this is such a waste of time. This is stupid, and that's how it is with anything you do. So like the comments on those pedals, it's like people absolutely, it's polarizing. There's no middle. It's like, this is amazing. Yeah. And then the other side is like, you're an arrogant prick. And then, and it's like, that's how the pedalboard thing feels. It's like, this is so cool. You guys wasted your time. You could have given those to people that needed them. Or it's like, dude. And I was asking Brian and Robert, I was like, I was in Washington one time, and there was like this world record cookie thing. They're out in the street with this big chocolate chip cookie. I was like, do people do that to the cookie? Is it just the gear? Like, is there somebody that's like, this is a waste, this stupid cookie?
I could have had some of that cookie.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, anything you do, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Even, I mean, people don't like your show.
Oh, I know.
They hate your show. I've seen it.
I know. No, I love those people. I love those comments. I search for them. I
will say this. When I did the Boss Collaborative, Yoshi said a sign. This is Boss. This blew my mind. He said one sign of a successful product to them, a major sign, is that when people hate it.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy, and I was like, "You're insane," but that's how they view it. And he meant like when there's chatter and people not liking it online, it's usually the positive aspect is way bigger, and you actually start seeing it. It's just so weird.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because people that are happy don't really say a lot. That's the weird thing. That's how life goes for some reason.
Yeah, when you're happy, you just sit back and relax. Why would you say anything?
So. Yeah, there's some math there. The people that have taken the time to hate something, there's a way bigger population of people that saw it as well. and they're just happy. They're just sitting around happy.
How do you guys how do you guys take, like, you know, the trolls and the internet criticism and stuff like that? I know Josh, you get way more of it than any of us all combined.
Yes.
But you know, like Robert and Brian, like, do you does that bother you at all if you find criticism online? Do you guys take it to heart, or is it just kind of like that's the biz?
You know what's funny about that is I think it's been kind of central to my being a business owner in Keeley Electronics from day one. I mean, the concept of somebody hating on my product publicly is kind of on one hand a challenge. So I kind of look at it like a challenge, like how can I turn this guy around? He's obviously so passionate about gear that he's willing to spend his time, you know, talking about how frustrated he is. So I kind of like, I've always looked at it like, man, if I can convert that one guy that's out there hating on me and win him over, then I've really done a lot. And so because I got such a frail ego and everything else, you know, and I like to be liked myself. And so I've kind of like, it's just ingrained in, I guess, who I am. So yeah, those trolls, I don't take them too well either. And I just try to convert them, you know, and give them a reason to like me. But man, they are funny.
Yeah.
Those guys and girls.
Well, if someone's like invested enough of their personal energy to hate something, like they already care about it. It's a different kind of caring about it, but it's like they're it's got to be pretty personally invested to hate something. It's so like if someone's coming at you with hate, it's like, wow, you've already got to them in some way. You've got their attention. Like you did something to evoke some kind of emotion in them, which is pretty powerful in its own way.
Yeah, like Robert said, I have seen so many people flip around 180.
Yeah.
Like whether it's a one conversation or go out of my way to mess, you know, just like Robert was saying, I think I want to do that. I do it less because it gets harder and harder. But man, when you do convert someone around and they talk to you and they're like, oh, okay, he's a human. He has blood in his veins. They switch around, and then sometimes they become like super fans.
And then it's a whole other problem. Ugh. Then you got invited to your
super
birthday
fan.
party. Yeah.
I always get comments like, and here's literally one. He said, I love guitar reviews where the reviewer looks like some dweeby accountant who also coaches your kid's pee-wee soccer team. But he can tread like Slash. It's like, I don't know whether to be offended by that or flattered, you know?
They were literally just describing everything that happens to land in front of them. Like they do that throughout their entire day. Like there's a sandwich that lands in front of them and they're going to eat their sandwich and like, well, it looks like this and this and that. And they're trying to come up with some quip. That's just their daily thing that they're doing there. It is a weird thing. Like
I get,
like, you know, I do a different thing than you guys do. I do the YouTube thing and whatnot. I don't actually make a physical thing, but like I get comments all day long and it's people just describing the first thing that they're seeing in the video. It's like, why are you describing this?
Right.
Everyone sees it. Like we don't need it to be explained to us.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like to me, like the hate comments, that's kind of like a reflection more on that person who's responding than.
Oh sure.
I don't know. Than me. I mean, it probably used to bother me a lot more, and pretty much these days I just, unless it's like really, really hateful, and you know, like if they say I hope you die or something like that, then I'm like, let's just delete this one.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you are gonna die, Brian. I mean, wait, you are gonna die. I mean, eventually.
We don't know that yet. With advancements in AI,
we don't. I tell you this: if you can figure out how to use those purple LEDs in a new way, you might last forever.
Yeah, you guys are gonna discover the cure to death when you make a pedal with a certain LED in a certain circuit. And you're going to call it the cure to death, and everyone in the world is going to buy this pedal. It'll be amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to start freestyling it before I figure it out.
Kickstart it.
I will say this. I used to think, I mean, because when you're like, you know, your head's in the sand, you think everything's related to what you're doing. But I've gotten into photography, and then I have another friend who's into like he does like overlanding. He's built out like this nice Toyota, and he can't, he does like all these off-road things in Colorado. And all of these little sublets have forums. They have the same crowd. And it's like photography I have seen people say the worst things ever over like what lens to buy. And then, so it's kind of in anything you're doing.
Yeah.
It's not guitar. It's not guitar. I used to think this has to be guitar. We're all crazy, but it's not. It's just people get really passionate about whatever they're doing, and they're right.
My wife used to spend time on like mommy groups and mommy blogs and stuff like that.
That sounds insane.
That stuff is intense. She had to quit. She couldn't do it anymore. People, it is life and death.
Well, the mom shaming thing is crazy.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
so that's got to be.
If you
how dare you have your baby that way?
Yeah, the wrong diapers, and your kid is never going to turn out right. You've ruined them. How dare you have that stroller? Yeah. That is the wrong stroller. How dare you?
Your baby will die in that stroller. Yeah. Well, no, that's how intense it gets.
Oh,
it's
totally.
Yeah.
But it is that.
End up being on Reddit.
It is that for everything, because it's people with the opportunity they have on the internet to say whatever they want, and no one can reach out and slap them. You don't have to.
If you're the type of mother that uses those diapers, then you're the type of mother that's going to forget your kid in the car. No,
that's exactly
the kind of shaming, huh?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, mom shaming. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
My wife talks about it all the time, like how just groups of people like unasked for advice, just like totally shamed because you like got an epidural or you use this pacifier. Like,
yeah. I just had the thought that I should look up to see if there's like dad blogs or dad groups, and it immediately sucked all the energy out of me. I'm like, no, thank you.
That sounds horrible. I don't think dads care enough about that. They're just like, whatever.
Yeah, I think they care different.
Very true.
Yeah. Here's another question to bring it back to Sweetwater. Do you guys are you like regular people like the rest of us? Do you have a Sweetwater rep, or do you guys just call into the front desk and have them send you stuff?
No, I got a regular dude, Jason Coons.
Yeah, Jason, that's what I was going to get to. I was going to ask you guys what the names of your Sweetwater reps are, because that's like a huge thing. Like you get your own rep, and that's your rep for life.
Yeah, mine's Brendan Murphy. He's been my rep for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Mine's Charlie Davis. And I don't
nice.
As long as I can remember, yeah.
That's
a real testament to Sweetwater. No one does business.
It is.
I mean, if you look at their Gear Fest, like does Guitar Center, I love Guitar Center. I love Musician's Friend. I love Zounds, Sam Ash. But are their customers camping out on the lawn and enjoying hot dogs and running around?
No.
Enjoying themselves and their family too at a retailer. So, that just goes to show you how special Sweetwater is. And it's like them to put on this world's greatest thing, and them to have sales engineers that care about you, that you can remember their name and everything else, because Sweetwater is that kind of magic type of place,
Yeah, I went to.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I went to Gear Fest a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. I couldn't believe it. It just it feels like family there. Like people come up to you and they want to talk to you. I got to meet my Sweetwater rep, and he gave me like a behind the scenes tour and everything like that. It's crazy. The customer service is just ridiculous with Sweetwater. It's no joke.
It's an experience for sure, rather than just a sales tactic.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, they're hard to beat. If I was opening an online remote store, it'd be really daunting thinking about competing.
Yeah. I mean, it was such a great experience being out there a year or so ago. I was like walking around. I was like, should should I try to get a job here? Like, it seems like a really amazing place. Do I want to?
Dude, I think about that all the time too. I'm like, I hate this pedal business. Maybe I should just get a job just selling keyboards at Sweetwater.
Yeah.
I mean, they walk around. They got a racquetball court in there. They got a hair salon. They got a travel agency. What else do they have in there? They probably have marriage counseling. Lord knows we all need some of that sometimes.
I have absolutely said to myself, could I go work there?
Me too, dude. I'm telling the truth. It's like, maybe I could do that.
I'm there a lot, and I'll just have these moments of like, we could just move here and I don't have to do the pedal thing.
We'll just make it a compound. Everyone will move there. It'll be like a little like musician city.
Like a cult.
Like a cult. It won't be a cult, but it'll be a lot like a cult. I mean, everyone will have to give us all their money and worldly possessions.
I'm imagining Natalie from Sweetwater sitting there thinking, oh, that's an idea. I could get all the pedal builders to work for us, and then we could create our own brand, and then
It's the cartoon guy.
Could you even imagine the amount of emails we would get, though?
Oh my God.
Well, that's the reason to do it. The emails just go straight to the email team. You don't have to deal with them anymore.
Oh.
I say this: if Brian and Robert do it, I'm in.
I'm literally applying for the position right now.
I've already quit. And
here's the other thing: we all three know they would hire us.
Oh, totally.
Oh yeah.
There's no interview process.
No, I would go straight to the kitchen. I don't know about you guys, but I would work in the kitchen.
Dude, you could really. They have good food, but I feel like you could add what they need.
Oh man.
I gotta say,
that's true.
I think when I first started following you on Facebook, Robert, like you were doing a lot of food posts, and I was like, I gotta get over to Robert's house sometime. He's making really good looking food over there.
Yeah. We're just proving that we're always thinking about having another job. That's what this is.
Yes, exactly. I'm like cook, Sweetwater sales engineer, anything.
I mean, it doesn't get more, like definition of like sidetrack your life than to start, like a pedal company or to do anything like in the guitar industry and just be like, oh yeah, I'll just go in all in on like this thing that should be a hobby for any reasonable person, and just to make it your job is just insane. And maybe I'm a little self-reflecting a little bit right now, but
well, no, it's like the reality is, I mean, to make actual money, you have to get it so big, and then when you do, it's really difficult, and you end up not making a lot of money. But everybody thinks you're rich,
right?
Yes, yeah.
They all think that you're like living on a yacht or something. I don't know, because you sell a $400 fuzz pedal.
None of us are living on yachts. We lease them. There's a big distinction,
Yeah, it's pretty obvious we lease our yacht.
It's seasonal. We don't live on yachts.
Yeah. I've always told people that, when they talk to me about getting into the pedal business, I'm like, that's great. But if you want to make money, go sell insurance or something. If you want to have fun, build pedals.
Yeah.
But you're not going to do both.
Yeah, because, by the time it's just hard. Yeah, I want to be making spoons or forks. I love guitar. I love pedals, but I do wish I made like a, bubble gum or a fork or like, something.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, with that cheery note, maybe we should wrap this up.
I think we just keep going down this trail and just everyone's depressed.
Yeah. I'm just going to cut up I'm going to cut up a bunch of hot takes and sound clips of Josh out of this and just publish them all to a Reddit
what do you
group.
got, Rob? You got something?
I got a question for us because I have not been able to answer this one. Did the experience inspire any pedal ideas for you guys, for either of you two guys? I was having kind of a hard time. I mean, my ideas were not pedal related. It's like, why didn't I do a power supply? So that's what I took away from it. I was like, man, that power supply was slick. Why didn't I do that? But I didn't know if there was some pedal ideas or something that came out of it that you guys might have noticed or thought
That's a
of.
good question. I honestly didn't. I didn't have any like lightning bolt of idea or anything. That's a cool question though.
Yeah, I didn't have anything that I thought I should make that. I did after hearing the drop in person. I think that's what it's called, right? Is it Digitech drop?
Oh yeah. That's a great, really fun.
Yeah,
And you like the Pog.
Yeah, I like the Pog too. Yeah. I was watching a video, and I think Rob did something with the drop, and I'm like, wow. I guess I just never really noticed how well that worked. I've never had one on my rig.
Yeah.
But I've heard people talk about them. But man, that would be so handy to have. I don't know. I don't think we would ever make one like that. But I guess more than anything, it made me want to buy more pedals.
Yeah.
Well, why do you think Sweetwater set this whole thing up? Makes people want to buy more pedals.
True.
That's true.
Now that you know that you can run 300 plus pedals at the same time, it just opens things up. Now I got to go buy more pedals to do it on my own.
I bought pedals while I was there. I bought a few.
They got you. The whole thing was a ruse to get you over there.
They always get me because they have that stinking used store next to the restaurant. And I've been doing this thing for like a year where I go in and buy all the cheapo digital processing, like Digitech $30 multi-effects.
Uh-huh.
They always have them. Yeah, they got me.
How many?
I'm such a sucker for those. I love those.
How many?
Yeah.
Especially the older ones.
How many of the same model of those do you have now, Josh? I know you just like to have redundancies of everything. How many like old Digitech? What are they, like the RP 505s or whatever?
Yeah, like I've collected the whole, like the Zoom 5 series, all of them. And then I'm looking in the drawer right now. And then I got the, so like the Digitech RP70, Digitech Element. Oh, I have two of those. I didn't know I had two. And then, all kinds of crazy. Like the Zoom G1.
Oh, yeah.
All of those. They're really wretched, but they all have a good sound in them.
Uh-huh. One of my first pedals was a Zoom 2100.
Yeah.
And that I bought it because it was the best like amount of effects to dollar ratio in the Musician's Friend catalog when I was a kid. I was like, oh, this one's got 40 effects. The other one has 30, and it's $10 more, so I'm going to go with this cheaper one that's got more effects. But to this day, like the ring mod in that thing is like my personal definition of what a ring mod is supposed to sound like, even though it's some sort of 90s digital model of a ring mod. Like that's just what a ring mod is supposed to sound like to me.
Probably great. Yeah.
I mean, it just sounds like a telephone.
What else do you need?
Hey, I got one more for us.
Okay.
Don't hit me yet, guys. Okay. I the biggest regret of getting the world's record with you guys was that I couldn't even open my mouth to Alex Lifeson. Did any of you guys have what it took to go and like give him a compliment or ask him something of substance? I mean, I wanted to tell him I would give him another child. I would, clean his fingernails. I would do anything. And I couldn't get anything out. I really wanted to tell that guy how much of an influence he was. And I could do nothing but sit there like a little girl just going, dang, I wish I could say something that he hasn't heard before.
Well, I'll get out of the way first. I didn't really realize who he was. I know. And then I did, and I was like, oh, wow, that's amazing. But I don't know a lot about, I need to go listen to Rob. Like, it kind of just isn't something I know a ton about. So I didn't. I just saw him, and I was like, I actually had the thought, like, hey, like, I'm kind of hungry. What's this guy doing?
You thought it was the Santa Claus at the Fort Wayne Macy's, huh?
This is no disrespect to him, but it was just like I was in the zone building. We're doing this thing, and I was like, "Who's this guy?" Like he's taking up our time. And then when I realized, it's like, and then I was like, "Oh, crap. Everybody's done that." And I was like, "Oh crap! I didn't realize who he was. Never mind. I'm sorry."
then you're cracking the cheese jokes. You're like, hold on while I rush over there.
Oh yeah, I was. Yeah, absolutely. Because that's what I live for. That only. There were so many puns that immediately happened.
Well, you guys shouldn't feel too bad about it. He called me up last night, and he was just as nervous to talk to you guys.
Nice.
Yeah, right. We were talking earlier, Ryan, and Rob missed the perfect dinner opportunity the night before.
Oh yeah.
Because Alex was staying at my hotel, and he ended up. So I'm sitting at the bar having dinner because Rob, basically stood me up.
Oh.
And,
Sorry, Brian. Sorry.
Anyways, Alex walks in and sits down, and we end up having a beer together while I'm eating dinner.
Nice.
So cool.
It was.
Then you guys got in the red barchetta, and you took off, went to a witch hunt.
I wish it was
Past
that.
the camera
the whole time, I just kept thinking, I wonder if he knows that, like, he's influenced everything I do. I wonder if he really realizes that I'm fanboying like crazy right now.
He probably knows, and he probably thinks about that all day long, about you specifically, like influencing everything that you do.
Yeah, probably so.
He like goes to bed at night, and he's just like, I wonder if he's thinking about me right now.
Yeah, he's always like, what would Wampler do? What would Wampler do? Major or minor?
Do you think he knows that I didn't realize who he was?
Oh yeah, he knows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what their new song is about. Josh don't know me now.
Oh yeah, it's called "Don't Know Me Now." That's right.
Yeah,
I heard that.
It's in the minor key.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to say anything to incriminate yourselves before I hang up and stop recording?
No, I want to say for real, because we've really been on subject, but I just want to say that it was really fun, and I think one of the reasons it worked so flawlessly was having Brian and Robert and Ryan at Temple. It was just amazing. Everybody there being able to pull it off, because we all had our doubts, and we thought we'd be troubleshooting for a full day. And it was just amazing. It was a great team, and Natalie did a great job getting the right people there.
Yeah, Natalie's awesome.
100% on board with that, man. I really enjoy working with you guys, and it was a great thing to kind of cement us sticking together like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think it really shows kind of the behind the scenes look that a lot of people get when they come to like NAMM and whatnot and interact with you guys, just like the actual camaraderie that's there and the actual like kind of culture that's there in this industry. Like, I don't think I try to describe it to people, but I don't think people really understand it. So like people getting to see it, I think is really a powerful thing. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, guys. Well, we'll make that the end of this. Thanks for entertaining me and entertaining this concept of too many phones on at the same time. And Robert's heavy breathing now. I think that's Robert.
That's all the freaking cigarettes I've had today doing interviews and shit.
All right. Enjoy all your other interviews that we're going to be blasting across the internet and just taking over all of the Guitar Dome.
But this is the best one, Ryan.
I knew it.
Oh, yeah.
Cycle hum.
We set another record.
Yep.
Best one.
That was a lot of fun. I hope that the three of us, four of us, Ryan included, come up, Natalie included, Matt Duncan included, come up with another world record we can do. I know we can do it. We're just going to set records from here on out.
That's the life from now on. I don't do anything anymore if it's not setting a record.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
This morning I ate the world's biggest egg. I had to track down the world's biggest egg.
A twin ostrich egg at that.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this has been a ton of fun. Now that I've dipped my toe into interviewing people over the phone, I'll probably do this so much that it becomes obnoxious. So thanks for...
Nobody's going to be as good as us, though.
That's true. I'll always be chasing this high. It'll never be just quite good enough, and it'll just always be unsatisfied. So thanks for that. All right, guys. Well, thanks to everyone out there who listened to this. I'm glad you made it to the end. You know, the 12% of you that did. Stay grounded. Bye, everybody.